We should be off to the races here. All right. So this is the first community meeting of Beast DAO. I know that the last week has been pretty rough for a lot of people, especially token holders who were kind of expecting things to take off after launch. I don't think anybody was expecting the type of fallout that we dealt with cutting out RFI. Now, I wanted to touch base on that real quick before we kind of get into it, the whole RFI thing. Nick, I'm gonna mute you for a second. So, the RFI deal, the original agreement before we launched with RFI was they would give us some referrals for projects to launch on Beast DAO. At that point, it seemed like a great idea. However, after we had launched, there came to be a lot of demands that came in from RFI's end. They wanted us to lock up our projects into a 25% liquidity pair. They also wanted us to do the same. It seemed like a very one-sided deal that didn't really benefit Beast DAO holders, you guys, at all. We tried to renegotiate with them several times. They wouldn't budge on what they were asking for, so we ended up nixing the partnership. Sometimes things just don't work out. King, I have you muted for a moment. I will unmute you soon. So, with that in mind, Beast DAO came back and fudded the shit out of us, and now we're kind of in the position we're in right now, where we really have to band together and try to rebuild this project. So that's kind of what I'm looking for is, for you guys to have an open place to have a discussion and be able to kind of work together and collaborate and think of ways that we can bring Beast DAO to the forefront. On a news point, I know a lot of you people have asked, where's the partnerships? Where's the partnership? Where's the partnerships? There's two of them right now. I'm going to tell you exactly who they are. One is Block Insight. The other one is Certic. Both of them are taking a while to get finalized and released. Certic wants to wait a week just because they're dealing with some stuff on their end with RFI that they're trying to back out of before they commit to a partnership, before they announce the partnership agreement. The contract's signed with that one, so it's not a commitment. They've already committed. It's before we go for a full announce. Block Insight is getting me an answer from their legal department, so that should be within the next couple of days. It might wait till Monday just because of the weekend. But those are two I have on the table. I just got off of a voice call before this with Coyote over at Mirmir. I don't know if any of you know him. And I was kind of exploring ways that Beast DAO can work with Mirmir with him. I have another meeting with him for tomorrow where we're going to talk a little bit more about that. So that's going to it takes a lot of time to get some of these partnerships together because some of them have more moving parts than others. Nightwatch was easy to partner with because they agreed to exactly what we said, is that, we wanted them to give a discount to our launching projects, and that's all we needed from them. And we would recommend their services to, everyone that we could. So that one was easy. Some of these other ones are a bit more complicated, and I am working on them diligently. Because I am really kind of running Beast DAO at the moment. It would be nice if anybody wants to step up and kind of help me out, or they feel like they have the ability or the business acumen. We need marketers. We need people that can go out and talk to projects, new and already launched projects, because there's a lot of things we can partner with to bring a lot of value to the Beast DAO platform. Helping us fill out our medium. There's a lot of stuff that we could use help with that is going to take me a long time to do myself. So with that, I'm going to open everything up to questions, concerns, and for collaboration. So we can start with Q&A if you guys have questions. And if you can't talk, you can always type up in the community meeting text channel right above. But you are free to unmute and talk if you would like to talk. Uh, as far as the background checks go, as far as KYC goes, that has to be centralized. There's no way around that. I spoke to my contact at the Chicago office of the SEC, and when I was going over with him uh, how BSTOW should look before we launched, what should we be doing to make sure that we're in compliance, because we're not just, it's not just us we have to worry about, it's the projects that we're launching and the holders as well. Um, what they had told me, and that's why I have this airbox, which is right next to me. Why I went out and bought that thing is because they said KYC information, regardless if you're a community organization, decentralized, a decentralized organization, KYC must be centralized. So KYC information, unfortunately, it's only me until I can hire somebody that can also do it. But even then, it's kind of hard to enter information on an air gap box when you're not physically at it. So that probably isn't going to happen on that end, but there is a lot of other opportunities that where we can hire on people. Um, Marketing is a big one. It's also a reason why we developed the commission program for community members to go out and talk to pre-saling projects or projects that are interested in pre-saling or doing a GLE. Um, it's so you guys, if you guys choose, you can go out, talk to a project, and if they decide, you know what, Beast Now sounds like a great place for us to launch our project, we'd really like to do it, we like their secure platform, let's move forward with that. If you brought that in, you're the one that went and talked to them, you're entitled to 0.5% of their entire pre-sale value. So if they pre-sale for $1 million, 0.5% of that is yours. It gets paid to you at the completion of the pre-sale. So right now we have a commission-based system on. As far as hiring people goes and marketing, maybe in the future. Right now, I don't think it's feasible. Um, However, development, front end, back end dev work, obviously, we're always looking for talented people to come on for that. I think you broke up a little bit. Yeah, yeah, you're absolutely right. Um, we do need a lot more literature out there. Me, I'm at the point where like I've got so much going on that I haven't had a chance to sit down and actually put any literature down. Now, I can tell somebody what to put down and be like, "Hey, let's get this in a format that's easy to read." That'd be great because I love delegating stuff so I can work less. I think everybody does. But yeah, that's definitely a place where we need to improve is on our literature and our information dissemination of information for the project. We do. We do have funds. Right now, they're sitting in cold storage. I do not have access to them myself. George has access to that. Um, and he will not disseminate community funds until we have an actual, cost and cost to value on that can be reviewed. It's kind of a security measure at this point, just because it's so early in the project. Just so we're not throwing money around willy nilly. But yeah, we do have a pretty pretty large community war chest that we can dip into. I think it's like $300,000, $400,000, something like that. King, did you get your mic issue taken care of? Yeah, I hear you just fine, bud. Um, Go ahead. Yeah. Yes. No, I cannot. I mean, he can DM me directly, and I'll talk to him. Okay. So any other questions? And if you have some questions, you can always type up in text as well. Yeah, the community has been very quiet, and it is shrinking. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. We're not in a great spot right now. I've come back from worse positions. IYF is still flying. The community behind that is dedicated and moving. Um, I'm confident I can build that here and get that going. And you're right, exposure is definitely an issue for us and something we need to work on. I don't know how much money is going to fix that, however. Um, Reason being, we spent $45,000 on our pre sale budget. Before pre sale, we spent $45,000 on advertising. It brought in a lot of moon boys and a lot of people that were expecting the token to just fly through the roof and sell and get out. But as far as bringing in a community that was behind the product, it failed miserably. It really did. So at this point, what I'd like to do is more of a grassroots effort to bring in dedicated people into the space, onto the platform, people that are dedicated to the platform and believe what we're doing, rather than just shotgunning and hoping we get decent people out of it. Um, I know I've been talking to Symbiote, which is run by Penn, who's the former COO of Lid. Symbiote is launching soon. They haven't announced what platform they're launching on, but I did have a very long conversation with them about launching on Beastow. That may happen. I don't know for sure. I'm waiting to hear back from them. I think that will provide a big boost for Beastow, and will bring in people that are already looking at Symbiote because they've already raised, I think, almost close to $1 million privately. Um, that'll bring in a lot of people and get a lot of eyes on our project, which is definitely a good thing. Yeah, they made an announcement of an announcement. So I'm waiting to hear they did another round of private funding. So I'm not 100% sure if that's gonna go through or not. But it is something that's on the table. I mean, I can offer, and this would be up to the community because this is us literally giving away money. I want you guys to keep that in mind. I can offer to launch them for free. I can offer that to them and be like, "Hey, we're not going to take anything. We're going to open it completely public. Anybody can participate in the pre-sale, and we won't charge you a penny." I can do that to try to entice them to come over. Probably somewhere around $100,000. But we lose everything if we don't get them as well. So it's kind of one of those things. Do we give out the charity and help these guys get launched, or do we not and run the risk of them going to another platform? Okay. So what do you guys think about just offering them to launch for free, no cost? No, we just lose out. I think it's a move that could pay us back dividends in the future. Right. Yeah. So let's get some feedback on this idea. If you, like I said, if you can't talk, there's community meeting checks, which is right above this channel. Is everybody in agreement with that? Is everybody good with that? It won't cost us anything. Yeah. I don't think so. I don't think so. Okay. Then I will reach out to them and tell them we will launch them for 100% free. Okay. Right. I'm writing all this down. This way I don't forget and I can reach out to Penn immediately. Oh, they like the platform. I've already gotten feedback from Penn on that. They think the platform's great. They like the fact that we KYC. It's the fact that we're so new that they're worried about their exposure. Yeah, I am talking with. I do have a meeting with a web developer that concentrates specifically in SEO, and I'm working with that as well. Like I said, as of right now, it's the matter of me getting access to the funding to get these people in to get things moving forward, and it's hard as well to get. I mean, the platform for BSTOW is already built. As far as the website end of it, there's not a lot that really needs to be done that I don't think George can handle. But SEO is definitely an issue. We want to be, we want to have increase the exposure of B style. So that's definitely something we need to look towards. Yeah, and like I said, if we have community members here that have some skills, that they think they can put to good use to help grow Beast Out. We're always, that's always a big plus. As far as compensation goes, I don't know if it's something small. I don't know if we'd be able to compensate it, but you could always look at it in the viewpoint of, if you're helping the project, you're helping yourself, really, because it's a DAO. I mean, everybody here runs the project. I don't run the project. You all run the project, not me. I mean, that's the purpose of a DAO. Everybody has an equal say. Just because I manage the community doesn't mean that I'm the final say in anything. Um, Everything's put up to a vote. If you have skills that can be brought in, it's a collective. It is a collective operation. So whatever the collective puts in, we're going to get back out of it. If we put in a ton of work into it and we make this super successful, that's going to reflect in our attractiveness to people that are looking to pick up the Beast Out token. Because we'll have more money than we'll know what to do with, to be honest. That's so. Mr. Snake said in the text chat, and I got you, crypto, as well. He said that we need some infographics on comparisons between us and other launchpads to clarify the difference. And if someone dropped that on a spreadsheet, I'd be happy to make it pretty. That's definitely something we can do. If some of you don't understand B-Style, we're very different in our incubation process than anybody else. We don't invest into projects. We simply don't. What we do is, our incubation process is more of a referral service than anything. So the reason that I'm bringing in as many partner projects as possible is because I'm getting them on exclusive pricing for projects that want to incubate through B-Style. So if a project needs auditing, I have right now 2 auditing firms that they can choose from at 2 different pricing tiers that'll offer 2 different levels of auditing for that project, and at extremely attractive rates, as well as consulting. This is where Block Insight comes in. If you need consulting on your idea and you're not sure how to make it a reality, or if it's even feasible, I have a consulting firm that can look at it and say, yep, I think this will work, or no, I don't think it will. Also on a preferred rate. So there's, and marketers as well. If we can get some fucking marketers as well, where if we have marketers and somebody needs marketing done, we can refer them to a marketer. Now, we handle the funds for it, and we pass it on to the marketer to make sure that they get paid, or we pass it on to the auditor to make sure they get paid, or we pass it on to the consulting agency to make sure they get paid. But ultimately, we operate as a referral service for our incubation process. The Launchpad is very straightforward. The Launchpad is very straightforward. We either do a pre-sale or a GLE. We take 10% of your pre-sale. The platform does. That's where B-Style makes its money. B-Style makes its money by taking that 10%, and then we then split it up to wherever it needs to go to make sure that we can keep the circus going. We can keep the train moving forward. That's our only cost, and it's a back-end cost on their pre-sale, which makes it also very attractive, because if they only reach soft cap, they're not stuck to a set price that we charge them on the pre-sale. It's a percentage. So if they only raise 50 ETH, we're only taking 10% of that. So we're trying to make B-Style as attractive as possible to the projects, because ultimately the investors put the work in, they help grow the project, but the project cannot be successful without prospective launches. And so the best thing we can do is make the project as attractive as possible, working on that launchpad, making it as attractive as possible to projects that want to launch, to projects that are legitimate, not rug pulls, and have to sit there and sift, where, you know, investors don't have to sit and sift through the mountains of shit that are constantly being pushed out everywhere. You know, this is the primary reason why I was so adamant about creating Beast to begin with, is because DeFi can do this better, and I think we can do this better than anybody else is doing it. So that's kind of the thing, you know. If we have the referral service, we're staying in compliance. We're not getting involved in investing in these projects that are launching. So we're not taking over their projects. We're not worried about, oh, is the token price going to go up because we have all this money sunk into this and we could lose our ass. We don't have to worry about that. BStyle is extremely secure. Steak, I am recording actually, and I will release the recording after this. So, you know, that's why I'm so passionate about this project and why I didn't walk away myself, because I'm not the developer, I'm the community manager. I could have walked away, you know, when we backed out with RFI. Could have walked away several times. I'm not going to do that. I have no intention of doing that, because I honestly think BStyle can be the best launchpad and incubation platform on the market. I think we can do it better than anyone else. And that's why I had a voice meeting with InvestX, you know, and I know a lot of you guys have looked at InvestX and had a chance to look at their technology. That's why InvestX is willing to take our logo, our seal, and put it on any projects that launch off the BStyle platform and put it on their website. And they're charging us nothing for that. Nothing at all. They're doing that because they believe in what we're doing, which is amazing. You know, so what BStyle's problem is, and what the main problem with BStyle is, it's not the platform. The platform and the superstructure built around it through our KYC, through our launchpad, through our incubations, through all the referrals and partners that we're building, that's not the problem with BStyle. The problem with BStyle is the community. We need more community involvement. We need you guys to step up and start getting your hands dirty and getting the work in on this project, to start getting people to notice us. If we don't have committed token holders that are holding the BStyle token and saying, you know what, I believe in this project, instead of sitting silently in the background hoping that eventually Beard and George get it figured out, you guys are going to be waiting for a long fucking time. Pardon my language, but you are. You're going to be waiting a long fucking time for that to happen, because BStyle is fucking huge. It's a big platform. It's a massive platform. I cannot run it on my own. George cannot run it on my own. We cannot run it as a team. We can't do everything. I mean, it comes down to the community stepping up and helping getting this platform moving forward, because our biggest problem is exposure. And who is the best people, beyond paying for marketing, beyond paying for paid shills to go out there and sing about the project for a month and then go completely silent on it and have everybody wonder, why is he not talking about it anymore? It must have been a scam or a rug pull or this or that. Is the dedicated token holders, the guys that are holding Beast token right now, expecting to get something out of this project, expecting this to be a successful project, but not putting the work in behind it to make it successful. And that's what I think the biggest issue, the biggest pitfall of BStyle is right now, is there's very little community involvement to get the ball rolling, to get that momentum, to get BStyle moving forward. And that's where you guys come in. And I'm not just coming down on just you. There's a lot of people in this community that sit silent in the background. You know, you guys were the ones that came here and said, hey, I want to hear what Beard has to say and give feedback, and I care about the project. This starts with you guys. Regardless if you have no skills, you're not a developer, you're not a marketer, you don't know the first thing about marketing, you could still be telling people about the project. You could still be explaining why you're involved. Go ahead, Pilot. Well, what I had recommended was we got a Git wiki set up. Is if we can do a Git wiki, that's a community run wiki for BeastDAO. If we can get a Git wiki set up, I can get that linked on the website pretty easily, so people can click it and go, "Hey, here's all the information that the community knows about this project." Um, but yeah, I've said it several times about how the incubation process works and how the launchpad works. I know that it's not on the website. I know I've said it in Telegram, and that's my fault. I've been extremely busy, you know, trying to throw shit together, and I've been swamped with just making sure we can get enough partners on board to make the project viable as well. That's where my focus has been for the last 2 weeks, is just negotiating and reaching out to projects. So no, I haven't really done a very good job of getting that information out. I could definitely do better. Um, as well, if somebody wants to write that down and say, hey, this is how the incubation process works. It works like a referral service. We, bring in partnered projects to give you a really attractive rate in comparison to what you would pay when you're going out to talk to all these projects to get to get established in the DeFi space. If you're looking for developers, we can provide development assistance. We can provide marketing assistance. If you just have an idea, just an idea, nothing on paper, or one guy with an idea about how DeFi can be better. We have consultants that can walk you through that process and tell you if that's an idea that's viable or not. And Stake said, if we're selling an invisible product right now, we are selling an invisible product right now. If we can get a project on board and launch them correctly, even if we make zero from it, it gives us a huge opportunity to gain exposure, improve what we can do, what we said we would. And Stake, you're absolutely right. You're 100% right in that. And I will talk with Penn, and I will tell him that we'll launch him for free. I'm gonna tell him that today. After this meeting, I'm gonna tell him directly. Um, because you're absolutely right. We do need to get somebody on board, and that's going to be the biggest hurdle. I think you're exactly right. I think the reason that we put the 10% on the pre-sale is that these projects can just tack that on the back end of their pre-sale value. But for projects that aren't sure if they're going to make their cap, it does present a obstacle for them. If I'm looking at it, I've launched several projects myself. If I was talking to a launching platform, and I didn't have 100% confidence that I could make my hard cap, and they said, "Well, we'll take 10% of your pre-sale." I mean, I wouldn't be too confident to launch with them. So I definitely understand your concern. Yeah, I mean our KYC process will catch all of that. That, and I'm working on talking with another guy right now that I've been negotiating with. I've been talking to Alex, who runs StopRugPulls.org, who does reviews of projects based off of their website and based on their code, and gives um, unbiased opinions of issues with the code or the project itself, and he does that for free right now, just off of his blog. So I've been talking with him and kind of exploring ways that he can work with us as well. I've talked with Shappy. I've talked with Coyote. Um, I've been talking with Marco Kalicia over at Certic. I'm in constant communication with other major projects and other individuals in the DeFi space that share the same values that we share. As well, once we take off, I know for a fact, as far as advertising goes, as far as marketing goes, there's Macro CRG. I'm sure a lot of you guys know him, and if you don't, you should definitely check him out. He's over on Twitter. He's down to be on board with Beast and to sing the praises of it once we get some momentum. And I think that's really what it's going to take, is just getting that momentum moving forward. And we kind of came to a grinding halt with the RFI thing, and that had a lot to do with Chapo, but it is what it is. So at this point, it's all about building. That's all it is. It's all about building. It's all about reaching out. It's all about talking to people. You know, it's it's one of those things, man, where this is gonna take time. It's gonna be a long road. I don't really foresee Beast Out being a moon token that's gonna shoot up overnight. This is something that's gonna build up slow. This is a project that's gonna um, take a long time to actually be at the forefront of the DeFi space. But I 100% believe we can get there because we have a better platform, we have a better process, and we have a better vision than anybody else that's out there right now. It's just we're the only ones that know that. That's the problem. If we're the only ones that know it, there's plenty of projects out there that have great products, but nobody uses them because nobody knows about them. Go ahead, Sid. Okay. Yeah, I don't disagree with you at all, Sid. You said you have a background in marketing. Would you be willing to devote some part time? Uh, I am. Well, I mean, as far as Beast Out goes, right? The entire website is on Git pages, or GitHub pages. So I mean, it's hosted directly off of the Beastow repository. So I mean, anybody can go in there and start working on the website and commit a change, and you know, put in a pull request and get a change done. I mean, that's easy. That's easy. Anybody can do it. So I really like a lot of your vision there. You have a really good vision. I mean, if you have some time to put to this, after the meeting, I can definitely, you know, if you need information from me, I can definitely get it published out wherever you want it. Obviously, I can put it out to the entire community. I can put it here on Discord so it doesn't get buried. I know the biggest issue with Telegram. Telegram's a great product to communicate on, but when it comes to getting information out and having it visible, Discord is much better. Um, so I mean, I can get information that you need, and if it's something that you think that you can, you know, help us build off of, I mean, obviously, you know, I would be totally accepting of that. That would be great. GitHub isn't much different as far as that goes. I mean, it's how do I explain GitHub? Well, you can fork the website, rebuild it how you want it to look, and present it through GitHub to the main uh, uh, to the main fork or to the main repository, and then after review, we just implement it in the repository, and update goes up, and website's up, and that's it. It's very easy. It's very simple. Okay. Well, I think we can build a white paper just based off of the information that's sitting on Medium right now. I don't think it would take very long to reformat that into a white paper. Well, we do have somebody that can make a video that can get something out that wouldn't take very long. Probably take me about a week to get it back from him. As far as getting this information through, the best thing to does anybody here, do we have a writer? Like, that's really what it comes down to. If we have a writer, all I'd need to do is just open you up to on the medium, and we could publish it on the medium, and then get that information and disseminate it wherever we need to disseminate that information to. Whether we need to disseminate it on the website, whether we can talk to some of these publications that put out news about crypto on a regular basis. I mean, really, you're right. It comes down to getting the information out there and visible, and that's something that I can't do personally. I'm a horse shit writer. Um, so yeah, getting somebody in there that can put all this down on paper is it's important. I definitely agree with you, Sid. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about starting up? And I can definitely open this up on Telegram, a dedicated channel for collaboration for Beast DAO. So if as far as if I can get information out there, I can send files of rough drafts for what the platform is. We can work towards website development. We can do a lot of collaboration there. It's very difficult to do that with the current layout, obviously. Yeah, Steak, like the IYF marketing channel, very similar. I can do that. I can do that today. The only issue with that is that in main chat, things can get buried very quickly and very easily. Whereas if we have a specific channel set up for it, we can keep that flow very linear. So I don't know if that's the greatest idea to have it all in a main chat. One thing I would really like, and I don't know who has the most time, is if I do set up a channel like that, I would like somebody else to run it. I do not want to be the one to run it. I would rather be a contributor, give you guys the information that you need, but I do not want to run that channel. I mean, that's what it would come down to. I do not want to run the channel that's for the community to collaborate. I think that the community should operate that channel, disseminate information as they put it forth. I will do everything to support it. I will give you all the information you could ask for, but I don't want to be the person to run it. Does that make sense? Well, here's what I'm doing right now. I'm making this channel. All right. Well, I'm gonna make that right now. I'm gonna create that channel right now. And what do you mean? Yes. As of right now, for bringing in incubated projects outside of the launch pad, we do not have a pipeline for that. I think it is a priority. I think in terms of priorities go, I think bringing in a project to launch that first project is going to be priority number one. I think that's the one we need to concentrate on because that's what it's going to gain us the most visibility. Um, so as far as bringing one directly into the incubator and having a pipeline into the incubator, I feel like it runs secondary to getting a project to at least launch on the fucking platform. And here's I completely agree with you. Hmm. Well, yeah. Well, and that's where that requires kind of a different approach that I haven't really gotten time to really flesh out as far as you know how do we bring in projects for incubation? How do we reward people that are bringing in those projects for incubation? Because I don't want to have people that are going out for beast out bringing these projects and not receiving anything on their end for that. It's very difficult to do that with the incubation model that we have, um, because we don't make anything off of our incubation model at all. We don't make any money there. Um, so it's difficult to do that right now. I hold on. I just got an update from George here. He's working on a DAP integration on the website right now. Okay. Um, Now, here's what I'm going to do because people are dropping out here. I'm going to put the Telegram chat that I just set up. It's going up in the community meeting text right there. So you guys are free to join off of that link right there to hop in. I will put it in the main channel of BSTOW as well as the VIP, the NFT token holders channel. Um, One thing, we do have an extra NFT, and that NFT is going to whoever brings in the first project. So whoever, that's also pretty fucking interesting. But as well, who referred Pen? Was that you, King? Are you willing to give up your 0.5% referral fee for launching them for free? All of it? Yeah. If we launch them for free, we can't pay you. Are you sure? Okay. All right, then I will move forward on that. We'll find a way. King, are you holding an NFT? I'll try to find some other way to reward you for that, man. I really will. I'll put it. Yeah, but if it comes in, what I'll do is I will put a community vote up on Snapshot, with some type of reward package for you for making that sacrifice because you don't have to do that. So, mm-hmm. Okay. No, yeah, I completely understand and I get it. So, I do appreciate that. All right. So we have about 4 minutes left in this meeting, and I have another meeting after this. So if anybody has any questions or anything they want to ask, now is the time to ask. I would definitely be okay with that if we could keep it at 6 p.m. GMT every Friday. I have no problem doing that with you guys. I can make that a part of my schedule. No problem. I have a method for that. I have to do it with IYF because IYF is too big. Is where I mute the voice channel and you guys ask questions in the text channel. So with this, it's a small group, so I'm not too. We don't have to really regulate like that. But yeah, I've got a solution for that. So anybody else? All right. So yeah, Steak, I'm hoping to have good news very soon, man. Hopefully, Penn gets back to me once I send them this message that we're gonna list them for free. And like I said, I've got Block Insight, which is Block Insight and Certix. That's all news that's coming out that's gonna go public. So we've got stuff in the pipe, man. We are holding back on all those announcements. Yes. We're holding back on Block Insight due to legal. We're waiting for attorneys to get back. We're holding off on Certic for a week, and I haven't gotten an answer from Penn, so that's not in the bag yet. But I'll keep you guys posted, and I have another meeting with Coyote tomorrow about Mirmir and his operations and how that can work with Beast Out. So I'm exploring some integrations there with him to see if there's a way that we can work together. I like working with Coyote. I've worked with him before, and he's a weird dude, but he gets stuff done. He's very passionate about what he does. I got a lot of respect for him. So, all right. Well, this concludes the first meeting of Beast Out. Appreciate you guys showing up, and hopefully this will start a new direction forward for everyone. If you need information about anything that we talked about, or you need anything from me that you guys are going to work on in that collab channel, ping me in the collab channel, and I will get to it as soon as I can and get you that information. So I appreciate it. I'm going to get out of here, guys. Thank you so much. Yeah. It's Beard.